All I have to say is out of the mouth of babes. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 14, episode 16. And as I said, out of the mouth of babes. Do you understand me? Listen, I'm going to start right here. Right here. Because I just got to get this out. I got to get it out. Was it me? Was it me? Am I the only one who actually clocked what was really being said at Marlo's house? I'll wait. Now, Marlo's boys are back home. They're back home. You know, they're talking about being there, and the youngest one, he's like, yeah, I'm glad to be home, you know, this, that, and the other. Yes, I understand. I understand the assignment. I understand what I need to do to keep from being tossed out again, and I'm ready to do what I got to do. Then the oldest one comes in, he sits down, and baby, the oldest boy spilled the tea. I said, oh, baby. When that baby sat over there and said, she said, you miss me? They're like, yeah. And he said, you know, well, what did you miss the most about being home? What were you glad about being home? And that baby broke out and said, well, we could have our own beds and be sleep in our own beds and be comfortable, and we could take a shower in a clean bathroom. I said, oh! I said, oops. Out of the mouth of babes, honey. Out of the mouth of babes. I said, no, what's his name, William? No, William didn't just drop the tea. Marlo, is your sister's house nasty? I said, did anybody else catch it other than me? I caught it. I said, for him to literally mention, like that was one of the two things, laying in my own bed, I get that. But literally being able to take a shower in a clean bathroom, that bathroom must have been horrendous. Horrendous. I said, oh. And the beat goes on. I was so tickled. I said, oh, see, this is reality. That's reality TV. When you don't really know, it's like, oh, you done put yourself out there with your nasty bathroom. Y'all put it in the comments. Let me know. Did y'all catch that? Or was that just me? Like I said, out of the mouth of babes. They don't know. They just babies. They don't know. They know that bathroom ain't supposed to be nasty. They know that shower ain't supposed to be filthy. They know they ain't supposed to not want to touch the wall when they taking a shower. Moving on. Back to the beginning of the episode. Old Ace. Old superstar Ace. Candy's little boy. He's going to his little acting class, and Candy was talking about, you know, how she actually reads lines with Ace and stuff, and she really enjoys it and stuff. But I was really looking. I was paying attention because I wanted to see. We've seen Ace do what Ace does. But I wanted to see, does Ace like what he does? And I was very impressed by him. And I feel like he really does enjoy. And I'm sure Candy wouldn't make him do it. But just, you know, I always wonder that with child stars, whose dream is this really? You know, because that's one of the worst things in the world, is to push your dreams and aspirations off on your children. It's very unfair, and it never turns out good. But no, Ace was just having the time of his little life, and I think he really does enjoy what he's doing. And Lord knows, I'm so happy because he's natural. I said that since he was little, and y'all know that. I've said that in episodes on the reviews, that Ace is going to be a little star. He's just going to be a little star. Him, Laura, which is Dr. Heavenly's daughter from Married to Medicine, Little Mason, that is Quad's little nephew. We just ran into him on Married to Medicine. Those children, they are naturals. Toya's two boys. Them two boys, they're just naturals on screen. If they want to make something of it, they can. The youngest one of Simone's, not the older one. Not the older one. He's awkward. So it's not really his thing. But that youngest one of Simone's, hilarious. That boy could do stand-up if he really wanted to. So some people are just naturals. And I saw that in Ace a long, long time ago. Ace is just a natural. So I'm glad that that's really his little dream. And I wish the best for him. And we'll be watching, Ace. We'll be supporting you. Do your thing, baby. Anyway, moving on. Shereé and Sanya actually go over to visit Drew. Drew done messed around, that had full-on surgery. Full-on surgery on this foot. She's good. She was literally shocked at these two. It's the two that she fights with all the time. These two are the ones that actually showed up and really kind of buried the hatchet. It's like, let's just get this together. And we really do care about you. We really do want to build friendship with you. And, let's just do that. Now, this was funny to me. That doggone Sanya. Sanya took her L like a G. She's like, girl, Kenya tore me up. Yes, she did. Yes, she said, girl, I couldn't even get my words together. Girl, she lit your soul on fire. Yeah, she did. But she took it like a G. And then the bone carrier jumped into her role and did what she does best. She goes ahead and tells what Kenya has said about Ross. We know now, well, I think we already knew, but we know what Sonya's trigger is. It's that little pretty black man that she got. Honey, that thing, her eyebrows raised up. She said, let me tell you something. Nobody play with my husband. I said, uh-oh. Baby, she got on that FaceTime just as nice, honey, and called Kenya up, even though she had just took that L, honey. Kenya was playing like she was asleep, honey. Kenya wasn't ready. I said, Kenya. Kenya wasn't ready. I said, but don't worry. She gonna get you, Sanya. But Sanya told her, honey, She called right on over there, honey, and got just as groovy and was telling Kenya about herself. I said, oh. And don't be saying them little trigger words about my husband and this, that, thing, and the other. And I was like, And in the scene, Shereé was over there agreeing with Sanya. Drew was like, I just want to mind my broke foot business, And she's like, oh, Jesus. And she didn't want to fall under the wrath of Kenya, honey. So she was keeping quiet and over there acting like the meds was kicking in. No, girl, you know what's best for you, honey, is this, honey. Zip it. Leave Kenya alone, because Kenya going to get him. And then when Sanya went to hang up the phone with Kenya, she's like, bye, bitch. I said, oh. So I guess this Sunday was the day for camera balls. I said, you're going to pay for that. But, I mean, it was a good show. Bestest show, honey. It was a good show. But, girl, you're going to pay for that. Bye, bitch. Click. Kenya Moore. Twirling Kenya Moore. No. Ain't no bye, bitch. That's welcome to the show, honey. That's what that is. Y'all going to get it, honey. And we going to be right there like this. She probably going to light you up again, so you better get ready. But Kenya wasn't ready. Anyway, moving on. Shereé holds a model casting. Kenya. Now, see, this is the Kenya that I can't take. Kenya came in there running hot. Look, she was sharp. She had this black dress on. Fabulous. It looked so nice on her. She had this bad shoe on. She looked the part. She rolled in. Of course, we know you know how to cast. We know you know about what models should be looking like and what the cast should look like and all of that. And she came in there. Rowan is the girl who, and I think she's a Muslim. She was wrapped and everything. So she's really, she's not that. And Kenya just ran all over her, and she was just rude. You were so rude to Rowan. I was like, oh my gosh. And she just come in there and it was just, why? Why this? Why that? Why is this like this? Why are we? I'm like, everything you said had validity to it. Everything. Everything Kenya said was valid, but it wasn't what you said. It's how you said it. You literally talked down to that woman and basically told her that she wasn't even qualified to be there. And just overstepping her and talking over her and telling them, no, do this. Well, no, I like it like this. No, this is what I want. I was like, wow. Wow. I'm like, Shereé, you too pressed and too pushed against the wall already to be having somebody screwing with the person that's helping you. Because if she turned her back and walk away, Kenya not going to take her space. So I was like, girl, you need to watch all that. But Rowan was trying to be cool, you know, with Kenya and not blast Shereé at the same time. Because a lot of what was going on had to do with Shereé. When she said, well, we need a budget to have real models. I could get real models here. I could fill up the space for you to pick, but we need a budget. And I was like, she was biting her tongue so her tongue was bleeding to try not to say that. I said, oh, Kenya came in with a takeover spirit. But really at the crux of the problem was Shereé and that no money that she trying to spend. Girl, they keep saying that you tight like Fort Knox. I don't know, girl, because you had a little issue later on in the program, too. We're going to talk about it. But for right now, let's run on over here to Ralph's photo shoot. Ralph's having this photo shoot. We got Drew's mom. I said, oh, I don't even feel like watching this scene. I already knew where it was going to go. I knew we was going to approach the whole Josiah and the adoption thing again. And, of course, we did. Drew and Shereé did this whole thing where they were throwing a party. They said they were going to throw this duo surprise party for Kenya and Marlo. I said, Lord have mercy. So they kind of talked about that a little bit, but then they moved right on in, and here comes the adoption situation again. And Ralph says, listen, if Josiah says that he wants me to adopt him, then I'll do it. Well, that's nothing but a cop-out, and you backpedaling pussy popping. Because, see, where you made your mistake, you did tell Josiah that you was going to adopt him. And now you're backing out of it. And I don't care what you say. All this about I talked to his dad, I understand all that. But you're backing out for some reason. You're backing out for some reason. And I'm getting very bad vibes. I just feel like you don't want to be locked up to it. Because I don't think that you think you're going to be with Drew forever. That's my feelings. I could be wrong, but that is how it comes off to me. I don't think you want to lace yourself to Josiah because you don't feel like you want to be laced to his mama as is. That's the way I feel. Until you do something else, that's just the way I feel. And this is my review. This is SpillitBoyTV. So, yeah, Ralph. Anyway, but I knew her mother was going to have something to say. Anyway, nobody cares, Grandma. Go on home, honey. It is what it is. This is the mess that your daughter done conjured up in your son-in-law. So it's a mess. And I thought that was that. I didn't like that whole, if Josiah, he ain't beg you to adopt him. That didn't even sound right. Get out of my face. I ain't like that. Anyway, moving on. Let's go over here to this daggone party at Drew's house. First things first. I think the balloons in the room, having a whole room of balloons with the actual golden strings hanging down, that was cute for maybe the foyer when you first walk in. But like to literally have the whole room where they're partying and there's these strings hanging in your face the whole time. I was like, Drew. Only Drew. Like that was, it's not no kid party. I want no crap hanging out, no selling all in my face. I was like, overdone. Anyway, but it was very Drew. You know, some of it was cute. Some of it was just overdone and gaudy. Very Drew. There was invoice issues. And it went right on back. Old Shereé. And she was bouncing back and forth in those confessions. She's like, girl, she's trying not to pay me my half of this invoice. And Shereé's like, I don't know why I should have to pay. Where somebody just did all this extra stuff that they wanted to do. I ain't agreed to that. I was like, Shereé, you sounding cheap. and tawdry right now. You really are. You trying to get out of the invoice, talking about what you going to take off and all. That looks so raggedy and so déclassé. I said, I ain't like that. That just looked ridiculous. But anyway, then Shereé, stop this lying. She's talking about her event. She's sitting up talking about, she by Shereé, honey. The samples are stuck in Alaska. You know what? I refuse to even. I'm not even going to waste y'all's time with that because I'm mad that Shereé wasted my time with that. Alaska? Work out where you having to come in from Alaska. You're down in Atlanta, Georgia. You mean to tell me can't nobody down there put 2-3 pieces of fabric together? I know there is. You're just lying, honey. There's IG, honey. I see people on Instagram all the time down there in Atlanta, Georgia, who is trying to get on, who could have did that work for you down there in Atlanta, and it would have been a good thing for them. What is the Alaska girl? Was they doing it for 10 cents a pair of pants or something down there to the Alaska? And you can't get, girl, they stuck in customs, or you just lying? Which one is it? That's okay. Don't answer. Just go. How dreadful. Anyway, so that's the whole thing. It ended up being a whole conversation. I was like, mess. It's a mess, and you look crazy. You look crazy, and you looking like you don't know what you're doing. And then when Kenya and them start talking about it, and Marlo, and Candy's like, Alaska? That don't make sense. I said, girl, she clowning. She clowning. She making excuses before it's even time. Anyway, moving on. Marlo, 3 of Marlo's friends came in from Florida, so that was really nice. They snuck them in from out of town. And Kenya's cousin flew in from, I don't even remember where she was coming in from. Was it Cincinnati? I think it was Cincinnati. But anyway, her one cousin came in. So they did that. They did really good with that, really successful with that child. Then the 2 of them actually showing up at the same time. And Kenya's coming in, throw shade. She done closed the door in Marlo's face. I said. And then they come in and get the surprise. And of course, Kenya was like, child, this party, they start reading the party and what the party was and what it was given and all. I said, Lord, here we go. Here we go. But Marlo's cousin gave this lovely little speech about Marlo and what Marlo has done for her and that Marlo's really a good person, everything like that. And I was like, oh, thank you, cousin. You came in and you only been here a few minutes and you already realized that your cousin got the whole ain't shit edit. So you come in with a Marlo Hampton commercial and telling us to take it easy on Marlo. She really is a nice person. We know Marlo, honey. We know her, and we know her for her works. Okay? And then she said, I told Marlo, don't be fighting with Kenya. I said, no, the cousin ain't coming there giving, honey. I'm a Team Twirl fan, honey. I love you, Marlo girl, but I'm Team Twirl all day long, honey. I said, oops. Oops. Then they decided to play this shade game. I said, oh, they're going to get to fighting. During that little game, honey, Sanya threw shade at Kenya. And basically, everybody, you kind of, it was a little statement. And then you kind of like throw it out there. And it was for people to guess who it was about. But everybody knew because the shade was so thick. She told her, honey, well, the whole thing is, people saying things about your husband, this, that, and the other. And, bitch, you wish you had a man like that. I said, oh. And she got all up. It was all buck with it. And Kenya didn't even entertain her. I said, see, I told you she was going to get you. I told her she was going to get her. You got to know Kenya. Kenya is an assassin. Do you understand? Kenya sat there. She's like, uh-huh. And she did get you. You may not even know you got. See, you were ready. When she got you last time, you weren't ready. And she turned you on your side. She turned you on your side so heavy that you had brush burns from the concrete on the side of your ear. That's how hard Kenya turned you on your side when y'all were in Jamaica. And you were ready this time, and she turned you the other way. Because you was ready to battle, and she was giving, oh, girl, that's so cute. Go ahead, girl. Girl, what you all excited? What you up like that for? Girl, it ain't even that deep. Girl, she got you again. You wasn't ready for that. You was ready for action. You wasn't ready for old nasty piece of twirl shade, honey. And she got you again. She got you again. That's one of them old passive aggressive. Girl, why are you yelling like that? Girl, everybody's looking at you. It was given that. She got you. Got you again. I said, wow, poor Sanya. Anyway, then Drew threw some shade. She gonna call out Shereé on the invoice for the party that they sitting at. I said, Lord have mercy. I said, wow. Listen, and I have to say this. I was going to let it go, but I ain't going to let it go. Drew, you didn't make the dress, but you picked it. Okay? So I'm just going to just give it to you a little bit. I'm going to give it to you. One of the things that you can do these days, which you didn't used to do back in the day, either you were wearing gold or you were wearing silver. That's how it used to be back in the day. You know, just like you didn't wear white after Labor Day, but now you can. You know, you could do ecru or off-white or eggshell or, you know, or if you just really bold and really fashionable, like a Rihanna, you know, somebody really fashionable, or somebody's a trendsetter like a Beyonce, you know, just a, you know, category, bad bitch. One of those, you could just bust out and wear white after Labor Day and get away with it because you could carry it. Lisa Ray, you know, I can go on and on of the women that could just put on straight up white after Labor Day these days and get away with it. These days, you can actually wear gold and silver together and get away with it, but you have to know how to do it. And it's a very fine line. Whoever made that dress, they were out of order. It looked ridiculous. It was a cute dress. It was a cute dress. It fits you nice and everything. But when you got right here to the front and it's gold and it has this décolleté and then it's got these silver rings, I said, if that don't look cheap and crappy. It looked just like you literally took and ripped the inside of a trapper keep. Y'all remember trapper keepers? Look like you ripped the 3 rings out of the middle of a trapper keeper and said, baby, I'm going to sew these right here, baby. I'm going to be turning it on the kids, honey. That little gold trapper keeper front dress, horrible. That silver put on there made the whole dress look completely cheap. The dress, literally everything. The way it was constructed, the style lines of the dress, very simple, but the fit was good and everything. I'll even go for the zipper, you know, the visible zipper in the back, which I'm not crazy about at all. But I'll even go for that because the fit was so good, and it actually looked good on Drew. When she turned around, baby, and I seen the trapper keeper rings, I said, if you don't get up out of my face, Drew. The thing is, no, baby, you didn't make the dress, but you didn't have enough sense to not put it on. Moving on. Horrible. Moving on. So like I said, Shereé was having all these issues and she just was getting clowned more and more and more, but she was doing it to herself. When they said, well, girl, how many guests? 100. You got 100 guests. You've been talking about She by Shereé for 22 years and you got 100 guests? That's it? A gala with no attendees. How dreadful. I said, wow. And then no clothes. This is crazy. This is crazy. Now, this next thing she did, I like this. I like this right here. Okay? The party's over. Once the party was over, and, you know, of course, they got into a little back and forth, Marlo and Kenya. I ain't really focused on that. They did what they usually do, child. They ain't getting nowhere. It's like, this is why we're arguing. Y'all are arguing. Because, Marlo, you have been calling Kenya a liar. And she wasn't lying about being sick and stuff. And you was running it in the ground. This whole thing with Marlo this season and this constant dig at Kenya and this dig at Candy, it didn't work, and it's starting to show up. And, you know, girl, you've left the hot dog water on the stove for 2 days, and it's beginning to stink. Moving on. Okay, so Shereé is meeting up with this guest. We're like, who is this? Baby, he rolled up in there and that thing was looking good. Do you hear me? Looking good, good. Like back, like good, good. I was like, y'all know we was crazy about Apollo when he first hit the show. And he looks so good right now. Like he done aged some. And Apollo got it going on. He's looking really, really good. But he come in there and she basically hooked him for the show. He's going to model for the show. I said perfect. Because you need something. You need something. You need something to make your show pop. People like Apollo. It's going to work. Baby, then we sit there. I was like, oh. Then we did this little piece. Charlie done dragged Phaedra, honey. Dragged Phaedra. I was like, oh, wow. That ain't no good look. I wish he would have just not said anything about Phaedra at all. But, you know, he just kind of threw a little shade at her and everything. And I was like, you seem a little better. Seem a little better. And like you haven't completely moved on. You're still a little mad. And you really shouldn't be, because the fact that you're actually here on the show and she's not, that's you. That's like you making a step in hashtag winning. But to get on the show and then talk about Phaedra, not winning. It just made you look petty. But that's okay. You look nice, though. You look nice. You look real cute. Anyway, and then Tyrone. Ain't that little thing you did with Tyrone against the bro code? I don't know. Listen, I'm LGBTQIA and others. Okay? I don't know nothing about the bro code, honey. But I think you went against it. Like, you weren't supposed to put out what their game is coming out of jail and stuff, but you didn't just spit it on out there and then gave Tyrone the blues. I said, wow. And I kept getting this weird feeling. I was like, what's going on, Shereé and Apollo? Listen, Shereé, we know you ain't had nothing, and girl, he is looking good over there, mistake. Girl, what you gonna do? I know you don't want Phaedra to run down on you, Shereé. Do you? You know you the bone carrier. Just make sure you don't carry Phaedra's old bone up there to Chateau Shereé. And on that, I'll see y'all next week. That was messy. That was so messy. Good night, you all.